kind of these stories that y'all probably seen that I'm going to cover. Um, but there's a couple different reasons why I made this. All right, so number one, first thing I want to say is nobody cares about January 6th anymore. All right, so people are talking about that. So there was an officer that was killed in Texas. So everybody started talking about what happened on January 6th. All right, nobody cares about what happened on January 6th. And especially the fact that y'all can't talk about what happened over the summer, where countless number of people were run over, where countless people were stabbed, where numerous cop cars were burned down, where 3 officers in St. Louis were killed, Sacramento, California, Rochester, New York, and Minneapolis. There were multiple incidents where people were run over by vehicles. So the fact that y'all are even trying to still talk about this, but y'all don't want to talk about what happened over the summer, is ridiculous. All right. So I just want to clear that out to start with because I posted that on Facebook. All right, and so many people went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. All right, and then somebody else posted, who cares if he was killed? All right, and then they started talking about Black Lives Matter and all that. So number one, if y'all are still on that, then y'all are part of the problem in America. If y'all are still like trying Black Lives Matter, and it's been years now, and y'all are still crying about this, honestly I don't know what to tell you. All right, and I still see people walking around with shirts saying, Black Lives Matter, I can't breathe. All right, again, do y'all not think that there are black cops that are racist, or there are Hispanic cops that are racist, or anything else? Like I said, I was falsely arrested. I'm white, but y'all don't see me out here burning down buildings or trying to get people to loot stores or anything like that. So everybody out here that is, saying that y'all are part of the problem in America, and y'all be the same ones that are out there burning down buildings and destroying cop cars, and then when you get arrested, you're gonna be the same ones crying that you're treated unfairly and this is unjust and all that. So for those people that out there that are saying that, what y'all should do is move. Just move to a third world country. If you really think it's that much better, and you can even look at China, Japan, Korea, right? But if you really want to go even farther, look at Sri Lanka, places like that where y'all are told what to do. All right, it won't matter about if you're white, if you're black, Hispanic, and you won't have time to sit there and yell Black Lives Matter or burn down buildings because the government will be telling you what to do. If you don't do it, they'll just shoot you, and you won't have to worry about what your race is or who said this or who said that. All right, and all these people that said they were gonna leave when Trump was elected, why didn't y'all leave? I remember just about everybody on the View said that they were gonna leave. Whoopi Goldberg said she was gonna leave. So why didn't y'all leave? Y'all would have been doing everybody a huge favor if y'all would have just left. All right. And again, y'all talk about how bad America is and how racist we are and white supremacy and all this and voting rights isn't fair. So, a couple things. America is so bad, so racist, all this. We shouldn't allow illegal immigrants to steadily come in here every day. We're breaking record numbers every week in America due to illegal immigration. Record numbers every single week. But y'all want to cry about how bad it is, how racist it is, and everything else. But y'all can't talk about that. Alright? And again, another thing. Y'all are trying to make it mandatory vaccines for people that are first responders, firefighters, EMS, cops, nurses, doctors, military. The very people that are either A, protecting us, or B, saving us, alright? But yet, y'all don't want to make it mandatory for illegal immigrants. Like, I don't understand. And then you take it a step farther and say that, well, instead of, keep firing nurses that we need desperately, y'all want to take it a step further and be like, well, yeah, COVID now, well, you can come to work even though we just fired so many people for refusing the shot. But now, we'll take the shot anyways, but we're going to go ahead and make you work with COVID even though that's not what we need to be doing. And they know that. Yeah, that's another thing. Blocking roads, like, it's just crazy that people are still wrapped up on January 6th. It's a whole division thing. That's all it is. January 6th, COVID-19, and race are the three things that are going to divide America. And that's what they're going to use to try and take over America. And they already are. Alright, the race thing kind of faded off. People got off that. But there are still people that honestly believe just because if you're white, you're a white supremacist. Just because you're black, you're in a gang and you're gonna kill somebody. Or if you're Hispanic, you're automatically illegal. There are still people like that. More than enough people like that. But that faded off. It didn't work. So, next thing they went with was January 6th. Alright? And you can see, that is still a very prominent problem. People honestly believe that these people up there were domestic terrorists and they wanted to kill people and all this. Alright? So, that's moving on. So now they have gone to COVID, which has been going on for almost 3 years now. Alright? So, almost 3 years. And you see people wearing masks in their cars when they're alone. You see people still wearing gloves, 2 masks. I see people with face shields on, 2 masks, and gloves still walking around. Alright? So, bottom line, as far as COVID goes, if you want to wear 100 masks and take every vaccine that they give you and wear a face shield, wear gloves, or never go out in public again, that's completely up to you, alright? But there comes a time in life when, at some point in time, you're going to have to stand up, alright? You're going to have to realize that at some point in our life, alright, everybody is going to die. It's as simple as that. So, you can either A, live your life in fear and do what the government tells you, which honestly seems like it's the majority of people. I would say more than 50%. But you got option B where you can just go live your life normally. Alright, so that's what everybody I know is doing. Alright, so I'm thankful to be in a Republican southern state where there's no restrictions, there's no lockdowns, there's no mandates, there's no nothing. Alright? And again, I am thankful for my job where there's no mandates, there's no restrictions, no nothing like that. So, again, for everybody that is in a big city, Democratic run city, only thing I can try to tell y'all is get out. That is the only thing I can recommend, alright? Because if you go up there and cast your vote, especially in places like New York, California, Seattle, Washington, it's not going to change. Nothing's going to change there. It's only going to get worse because people like Maxine Waters, the governor up in New York, Andrew Cuomo, and others, they know that there's nothing's going to change there, alright? They know that. They know that these people are going to continue to vote for them as long as they give them EBT, free food stamps, free housing, free healthcare, and all that. They know that these people will continue to vote for them because they don't want to work. So they know that, hey, as long as we do this, we'll be elected in office. They get their little bit of scraps. People that want to work, go out and make a living, they're just going to get screwed over continuously, and we'll sit back and make money. Simple as that. But then you have places like Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, where they still honor people that want to go to work, make a living for them and their families, and that's why these places will grow and continue to grow. Alright? So, exactly, that's another thing. Illegals are doing nothing. Like I said, y'all trying to mandate vaccines for American people that don't want to take it. But yeah, illegals come in. There's no testing of them. There's no, hey, we're gonna give you the shot. There's no, hey, you gotta pay to get in. But I guarantee you, if I was to cross, hey, you need a passport. If I was wanting to go to Canada, hey, you're gonna need a passport. Like it's no different, all right. And just like the White House is a perfect example of this, all right. So Joe Biden is against building a wall, right? So why'd you have to build a fence outside the White House? You know, if you had 80, what was it, 83 million votes, you wouldn't need to build a fence outside the White House if you had 83 million votes. But again, you didn't even stop there. You literally had to build concrete barriers now. So you didn't get 83 million votes. But what I'm saying is, y'all are trying to just allow all this in, but y'all are protected. But again, these people that are protecting you, these police officers, these first responders, these people that are helping you in the hospitals, the Secret Service, all these people that are protecting you, Marines, all these people. You really think they're going to continue to protect you just for you to degrade them, belittle them, tell them they gotta do this, or they're fired, tell them they don't have a choice? They're not going to continue to protect you, alright? It's not going to work. So while, yeah, you think you're protected right now from crime, illegal immigrants, and all that, you're not. I mean, right now, yeah, you are, but you won't be forever. Because these people are going to get tired of it, and they're just going to leave and say you're on your own. Because that's basically what you're telling the American people. You're on your own. Because you don't have no answers about inflation, rising crime rates. You blame everything else on everybody you can, whether it's Trump, previous administrations. It wasn't like this when you got in here. COVID, whatever the case is, you want to blame it on everybody but yourself. Like Joe Biden hasn't taken responsibility for anything yet. Not one thing that he has taken responsibility for. And again, the American people are tired of it. Exactly. We have to go to work sick. We have to go to work when we're tired. As simple as that. Either we go to work, we pay our bills, we have somewhere to live, or we get kicked out in the streets. Simple as that. Unless you are A, illegal immigrant, or B, you just want to sit at home all day and do nothing and let the government take care of you, which I refuse to do. Exactly. And the whole thing with Ukraine and Russia, me personally, I think right now it's a lot of hype until there is direct threats made. I don't think there's any kind of direct threat towards us. That's just me personally. But it is another thing to make Biden look even worse than what he already has. But yeah, there's hundreds of thousands a day breaking into America, but nothing's being said about that. Just like in Canada, you have to have a vaccine to cross the borders. So why don't we apply that to our border? Why is that not applied to the United States of America? Like again, people protecting us, first responders, military, y'all mandating that for them or they're fired. Well, except for nurses now. Now y'all can come to work with COVID or whatever else, and I guess it don't. I don't know. I guess it don't matter no more. But like this, 2 hours ago, leaked video shows federal contractors flying migrants to suburban New York. So again, it's not just human smugglers and cartels and lone wolves out there. These are contractors that are working for the United States. They are working for the government. So that doesn't tell you anything else that, this is a problem. Now, I don't know what else to tell you, alright? And you can claim Trump was racist, whatever you want, but we did not have all these immigrants coming into America like we do now. So, and again, it's not just them passing through or them coming on there, there's people helping them. Like I said, whether they're being paid by people or whatever else. Yeah, I mean, that's another thing. They could easily stop it, but they choose not to because that's not on their top list. I mean, they could stop a lot of things. They could stop a lot of this violence that's happening. They could stop everything. And matter of fact, there's a DA being sued in California for turning her back on Asian people being. Here it is right here. San Francisco DA Chisa Bonden sued for turning back on Asian attack victims. So why would you do that? You're a district attorney. Your job is to prosecute people that are convicted of or being arrested on these crimes. So why are you not helping these people? Why are y'all not helping Asian Americans that are under attack? Alright, and it's not just one or two here or there. No, it's hate crimes soar 567%. But yet you still got Black Lives Matter. They're crying, oh, we're being targeted. We're being, attacked every day. Everybody's being attacked. Alright, every race is under attack. I don't care if you're black, if you're white, Hispanic, whatever the case may be. The government doesn't care about you. Alright? And that's one thing I want to make very clear. Alright? So most of y'all know that for the ever since I've gotten into politics, I've been conservative, I've been Republican, alright? But no matter who's in office, they're going to do what's best for you. Now, why have I voted for a Republican for so long? Because one, Republicans, when they said there was going to be a bill and they want it passed, they get it passed, alright? That's one thing I will say about Republicans. They will get that bill passed if they say it's going to get passed, alright? If they want it passed, they'll get it passed, alright? Another thing, abortion. And this is one conversation that I can't have with many people because people just go stupid, alright? So, if you are a man and a woman, alright, at the age that you have sex, and it's both consensual, alright, you know what you're doing, alright? They have stuff to prevent this. They have condoms, birth control, whatever the case may be, or just don't have sex at all, alright? Or do it another way, alright? But you know what you're doing. So if you're a male and you get that female pregnant, you need to step up as a man and take care of that child. Simple as that. If you are a woman and you willingly have sex with that man, then you need to step up and be a mother and raise that child. That's what y'all need to do together. Alright? And if it works out that y'all stay together, that's great. Alright? If it doesn't work out, you still need to be a father to that child and you still need to be a mother to that child. If you kill that child, it's abortion. Alright? Abortion is murder. I don't know how else to be any clearer about it. Alright? Simple as that. Now, again, stuff that could be prevented. So, the Texas, shooter, or synagogue, where he held people hostage, alright? So, the feds came out and said that they were furious about how he got the gun. He got the gun from a convicted felon. Alright. So, whether this person knew about what he was going to do or not is irrelevant, honestly. Alright. Whether he knew he was going to do this to the synagogue or not, it really doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, he has felony convictions and he was in possession of a gun. So, all the people that are, crying about gun control and gun laws, again, it's not taking anything away from the criminals. If a terrorist, a gang member, whatever group or person wants to get a gun, alright, if they want to get a gun, they will get a gun. They don't care how they have to do it. If they go up 20 to a one cop, alright, and they jump him, they're going to get a gun, alright, and then boom, they got a gun. Simple as that. It's and then you got ghost guns, you got ghost gun parts, you got the black market. If you join a gang, you're more likely you're going to get a gun. Gun control laws only target people that are legally owning guns and want to protect their family. That's all it is. It's not about stopping crime, because if that was the case, Chicago's crime rate would have stopped. You know, California's crime rate would have stopped. We wouldn't have had multiple officers murdered this week. New York's crime rate would have stopped. All these crime rates would have stopped, but they didn't because their gun control laws are stupid and they make no sense whatsoever. Exactly. You know, that's another thing. But again, you know, they only want to talk about what fits their narrative, right? Like, let's see, here in Chicago, all right, Chicago carjacking suspect shot after trading gunfire with police. So nobody's heard about this because I'm sure if he was black, oh my god, well this racist officer shouldn't have shot him. Like, none of this makes sense. If you feel like you are going to go to jail, all right, or you're in the commission of a crime, you take that chance of being shot. It's as simple as that. Oh yeah, most definitely. They're gonna do everything they can to get rid of people they don't want. Anybody who doesn't agree with everything they say, they're gonna get rid of. Just like in Sweden, they're talking about putting microchips in people's hands. That way, they're trying to say that way if you are in a car wreck or whatever case may be, you're unresponsive, the doctors can scan your medical information. Okay, so number one, if I'm unresponsive or I'm in a car crash or whatever case may be, I would hope that the doctor would be more concerned about, you know, getting me back to life or helping me the best that he or she could before worrying about my medical information. Alright? But that's not what it is. They want to make sure that, hey, he's chipped. You know, he's under our control. That's exactly what it is. Just like, another thing that I find concerning, some people that I talked to didn't seem like it was a big deal. But to me, it's a big deal, but at the end of the day, I also don't see what they're going to do about it. So, researchers at Georgia Tech are developing a device that scans the air for COVID. Okay, so before I even go any further with that, this kind of goes back to the same thing of people that are standing out in lines hours for waiting to get a test, alright? So, let's just say that you are sick. You think you might have it, alright? So, you go out there, you stand in line for an hours in the cold, alright? So now, A, you're making yourself more sick than what you already were. B, since y'all claim that you can still spread COVID through masks and vaccines and all that, let's just say you're spreading it even more, right? So why would you do that? What sense does that make? And if you're sick, I'm sure you didn't want to stand out in the cold for hours waiting to get a test. And like, what good is that going to do you? It's going to do you absolutely no good. Alright? And if you aren't sick, why are you standing in line to get a test anyways? Like, if you have no symptoms, you feel fine, you're doing great, you're living a life like normal, why would you go out there in the cold and wait to get a test that you have no symptoms of or anything? It makes no sense. Alright, and then you probably will get sick from staying in the cold for hours at a time to get a test that probably going to come back and say you're negative. Alright? But, like I said, alright? Alright, and this is the caption of the article, alright? Picture this. A COVID-19 positive person shows up to your office or school. They cough, sneeze, or even just start talking. Within 15 minutes, an alert goes out. So you're telling me that a person, alright, let's just say a person shows up to your office building, to school, alright, they cough, sneeze, or talk. Within 15 minutes, an alert goes out, they have COVID-19. So what good does that do? Alright, big deal. They got COVID-19. Okay, so what do you do now? I mean, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to shut down the school and the office? Are you going to execute them? I mean, I don't get it. Like, what good is that going to do? It makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, and they say this is being developed by some of the brightest minds in Georgia, alright? So, if these minds were really bright, they would tell us what they're going to do. So, what are you going to do when they have COVID? You're going to lock down everybody in little rooms, or you're going to execute the person that has it, or, I mean, what are you going to do about it? And maybe they say it, alright? Alright, so, it doesn't say what you're going to do. Like, it doesn't say what they're going to do about it, so, like, I'm just curious on why this is even a thing. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, all these conspiracy theory people, or all these people that were called conspiracy theory people, are honestly, they're seeming more and more real every day, alright? Call them what you want, but a lot of these people that think the government's going to take over or try to start a war, these people seem very smart right now, alright? And all these people that call them stupid, ignorant, you know, hicks or whatever, y'all look dumb right now, alright? And the only reason y'all aren't debating it is because you know you look dumb right now. That's the only reason. Yeah, exactly, Miss Sean. You know, they are trying to indoctrinate kids in school by telling them, you know, only Black Lives Matter, and taking away the national anthem, telling boys that they should be girls, girls that they should be boys. Military, forcing vaccines, you know, trying to do proper training, as they call it, which is really just, you know, don't hurt nobody's feelings, you know, and let them kill you before you shoot, you know. Don't worry about the American people. And the pharmaceutical companies, it's all about money now. That's all it is. It's not about helping people. It's not about anything. It's about making money and getting rich off of it. I mean, look at Dr. Fauci. Alright, he claims he cares about American people and all this, but yet, if you really cared about American people, why is it that you invested stock in all these vaccines? Alright, you invested stock in Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Why would you invest stock in those? If you really cared about the American people, you would not be worried about investing stock. You'd be worried about helping us. But we all know, or a majority of us know, that this is not a serious disease, alright? So, like I said before, polio is a disease that cripples people. It will literally cripple you, disable you, where you cannot move, alright? That was one vaccine, done, alright? But yet, we have something as simple as this, where you have a fever, you have chills, you have body aches, headache, sore throat, you know, maybe some, in some cases you have stomach pain, alright? So, a common cold, virtually, with a survival rate of 99%, over 99%, you want to shut down the world and try to force everybody to take a shot when you know that that's not even the case. Yeah, most definitely. The kids today are, you know, and it's not their fault, alright? It's not the kid's fault. I honestly feel bad for anybody that's trying to raise a kid right now, because, or anybody that has any kind of common sense that's trying to raise a kid, alright? Because you send them to school thinking they're learning about math, reading, writing, whatever, alright? Not Black Lives Matter, white supremacy, and, you know, hate the country, and, you know, you're a victim and everybody owes you everything. It's not about that, alright? That's what they're teaching them. You know, and on top of that, they don't do nothing about the bullying. That's why there's school shootings. Because of bullying, whether it's, you know, racial, or it's, you know, gender, height, age, weight, whatever the case may be. That's why there's school shootings, because of the schools not stepping up, doing their part, alright? If we send kids there to learn how to develop in the community, reading skills, writing skills, math skills. All right. And as far as history goes, talk about stuff, like the Civil War, World War One, World War Two. Not, how black people are treated unfairly and all white people bad. That's not history, all right? That's not what they're there to learn about. That's for the parents to teach their kids about and raise them that the way they believe is right. And then once the kid moves out on their own, they can do whatever they want and believe however they want. All right, and like I've said plenty of other times, a parent can only do so much. All right. So all these school shootings, everybody's automatically to ask these questions. A, what kind of gun was used? B, what's the race? And C, the parents are at fault. So at the end of the day, like I said, it's very easy to get a gun. It's not hard. All right. Even in school, it's not hard to get a gun. So if you have a kid and you have a gun that's unsecure, and you don't keep it locked up, and that kid then takes that gun down, takes it to school, and shoots 20 people, then yeah, the parents are at fault. But if you do what's right, you keep your guns locked up, or you don't have guns at all, you try to teach your kid that, hey, that's not the way to do it, or you try to make sure your kid's okay, you talk to them, and they buy a gun from someone else, or they get a gun from someone else, and then they return to the school and shoot 20 people, then that's not on the parents, alright? All they can try and do is raise their kids in the right way that they think is right. It's not always the parents' fault. But me personally, I always wanted kids, but now I don't know. I honestly don't think I would want kids right now, alright? And I expressed that with people I've dated, I don't want kids right now. Because you never know what's going to happen, alright? Yeah, a lot of people are waking up, especially places like CNN, where they are now trying to convert back to, well, Biden is kind of doing this wrong, he is doing that wrong. Y'all should have said that from the start. But even Fox News, alright? Even Fox News is starting to have leftist views. Now, there are people on there that, express how they feel. I think Tucker Carlson will always be a person that expresses how he feels, alright? Lori, or not, I don't remember her name, but the girl that comes on at Trump, Harris Faulkner, I think she will always be good. So there's a couple on there. But these places like Newsmax, especially Newsmax, they are growing. And they've grown more than any other news network last year. More than Fox News, CNN, MSNBC. In fact, they grew more than those three combined together. Alright, you also have ON, which is One American News Network. They're pretty good. So there are more people coming out, and there's more news sources for people that are Republican, conservative, or at this point, just have any kind of common sense and want to get the news. But even local news, at least in my state, all they want to talk about is COVID, how bad it is, and what a great job Biden's doing. But what great job is he doing? I mean, honestly. Inflation. And if it's not only inflation, you can't even get it on the shelf. I mean, shelves are empty. Whether it's sodas, Gatorade, water, frozen food items, dairy items, canned goods, it's empty. It's gone. There's nothing there. Alright, and it's all because of Biden. Alright, and then you got police officers under attack. Like I said, we had 5 shot last week, 2 of them died. You got military being fired for not taking a shot. Nurses telling to go to work with COVID even though you just fired hundreds of them because they didn't take the vaccine. Now you're telling them to go to work because they have COVID. Truck drivers, they're not going to continue to drive with stuff like this. It's not, alright? Exactly, Bradley. To me, me personally, I'm not a doctor, but me personally, as far as the mask goes, I think that the mask is damaging your immune system, alright? So, when I was young, you know, you go outside, you play, you get dirty, you go hang out with your friends, you wrestle around, alright? You get sick, you let your immune system fight it, and boom. That's how you build your immune system up. By eating dirt, playing in dirt, playing with your friends, wrestling with your friends, going out, hanging out. That's how you do it. That's how you build your immune system up. Not keeping a mask on 24/7. Alright? And they're literally scaring these kids to death. That I've seen it. Where parents are walking in a grocery store. Alright? Mom and dad, no mask on. Son or daughter, walking side by side, alright? With a mask on. And I've seen parents tell the kids, hey, you can take the mask off, you don't have to wear it. No, I want to keep it on. Why? Like, these are the things that are hurting America's future, alright? These kids are the future of America. Like, I don't even know how we got to this point in America. Like, I really don't. I really don't know what happened. It's kind of like it just happened overnight and boom, all this happened. Yeah, Bradley Smith. And another thing about the whole thing on YouTube, alright? They took away everything that gives you any kind of to voice your opinion, alright? So they took away the dislike feature where where a creator can't see if their video is disliked. Now to me, that is a problem. Alright? Me as a content creator, I want to be able to know if people like my video or not. Now obviously I have a few trolls on here. Probably 2 or 3 that are always either comment something stupid or were leaving dislikes before they took that away. But, if I see a video that's got like 6 or 7 dislikes, I want to know why. I want to be able to see that as a content creator. Alright? But with the videos I do, it really don't matter because I'm always going to have people that disagree with me somehow in some shape, way, or form. But, I think that's stupid that they took that away. And if you comment on a liberal news source and it's something they don't like, they can just delete your comment. Now, as far as deleting comments goes, do I think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Personally, YouTube's going to ban most comments that are quote-unquote don't meet community guidelines, alright? But it gives you more power as a creator to delete comments that you feel are unnecessary or rude to other people. So I think it's a good thing that you can delete comments, but they should have never taken away the dislike button. Another thing that censorship. Alright, so I pay attention to numbers. So I went in a month, from 4,850 subscribers, alright, down to 4,710. Now, me personally, I've had instances where people have given me fake subscribers to try and shut my channel down. So maybe that was the case. But, when you're still getting the same amount of views, but you're losing hundreds of subscribers, it doesn't make any sense. Now, according to this, I'm back up to 4,720. Alright? And like I said before, a lot of people have asked me, why don't you monetize? Why don't you do this as a career? Alright? So, like I said, when I first started this, I had no intentions of even getting 1,000 subscribers, alright? I just did it because it was something to do, it was a way to voice my opinion, and YouTube wasn't, communist like they are now. But, anyways, point in time came, to meet any kind of requirements to get monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and you have to have 40 hours watch time, or 400 hours watch time. All right. So, anyways, and you have to be able to hold that for, I believe, a month. Anyways, that point in time came. I hit 1,000 subscribers. I'd already had 400 hours watch time for like 2 months. So, anyways, that point in time comes. I applied to be monetized. Took them a couple days, which I figured it would take 2 or 3 days. Anyways, they come back and said that my content does not meet community guidelines, so I'm not sponsored. And not only that, not only am I not sponsored, I will not be sponsored on this channel. And it's not just that, they've taken away 2 channels from me, alright? Now, which I find strange, honestly, because they took away one channel that had, like, close to 500, and they took away a channel that had 800 subscribers. So, I would think that, they would come for the bigger channel first, right? Well, what they did was, they took that channel away, and then boom, I got hit with 2 community guideline strikes back to back. So one was for a week and one was for 2 weeks. Now, I've had other people on here, one content creator called Citizen Man, he's had to make 6 different channels because they want to keep canceling him. 6 channels to try and voice your opinion about stuff or have any kind of view. You have to make 6 different channels to get that. It's ridiculous. Now, I went into that because Dan Bongino, some of y'all might know him, some of y'all may not. He is a conservative person. He's a black man. Some of y'all might know him from Fox News. Anyways, his channel got banned today. He is done. He's off of YouTube. Alright? Why? Because he speaks the truth. Again, another reason. But again, there's so many people that are banned off YouTube. And there's probably people that are banned off YouTube that I don't even know that feel the same way I do, alright? But again, Dan Bongino is a very public figure. He is a very big person, alright? So, that tells me right there, if they can ban people like Dan Bongino, who probably has, I know on Facebook he has hundreds of thousands of subscribers, like 500,000 I think it is. But if you ban him off YouTube, you're not going to stop there. There's going to be nothing stopping y'all from taking me off. I only got 4,700, or just over 4,700, so there's nothing to stop you. But then you look at people like Timcast, Brandon Tatum, ABL. ABL has 900,000. He's had 2 community guideline strikes. And they'll stick with you for a while. They'll stick with you for months. So if he gets another one, he's done. He's off YouTube. Brandon Tatum, he had to make a second channel because his videos were being, cut off from his main channel. Timcast, same thing. He was stuck at 1,020,000 subscribers for the longest. You just don't grow thousands at a time, or even hundreds at a time, and then boom, you just stop. It don't work like that. But I mean, even Timcast, he's been swatted now twice in less than a week. So again, people that know stuff are not speaking up and they're not stopping this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, YouTube to me just doesn't make sense. And people have told me numerous times, why don't you go to Gab, why don't you go to Rumble? Alright, all these sites that y'all are talking about, I've looked at. But at the end of the day, what happens here will eventually spread over there. Alright? What happens on YouTube with the censorship and all that will spread to these other sites. Because all these trolls that are following here will follow over there. And these same people that claim that they're pro-freedom, pro-choice and all this, they will be, over there, and these people will give in to the pressure. They're supposed to be able, I don't know. So that's another thing that I've wondered. Police departments are supposed to be able to track any kind of call, no matter what it is. Just like 911 hang-up calls, alright? They go to that house to make sure that the person is okay. That's why it's called 911 hang-up calls, alright? You go there and make sure the person's okay, alright? If they're okay, it was an accident, boom, you leave. Whatever. You do whatever you need to do there, alright? So, you would think that they would be able to track down this person that's done this. Not once, but twice. And swatting calls are very dangerous. There's been people that have been on YouTube live streams that have been killed on live stream and swatting incidents. Alright? Some of the calls they use is hostage situations, active shooter, mental health crisis, with a person with a gun. All these things can end very badly and very quick. Again, if you're an officer, alright, you're just patrolling down the road, alright, you get a call about an active shooter, alright, so your mind's going to automatically think, oh my god, there's an active shooter going on, alright. You get to the residence, boom, alright, there's nothing going on, but maybe this person's Republican, conservative, they have a gun, alright. They hear people breaking down the door, they pull out their gun, open fire, and boom. Then they get killed, and for what reason? I don't get what people have doing that. But again, it kind of leads me to another thing, alright? Maybe all the police out there aren't out there to protect us, alright? And like I said, I will keep my thin blue line flag up because I know a lot of good cops, I do, but maybe some of them, well, I know some of them aren't, but there are some out there that don't want what's good for the community, alright? Like I said, what happened to Ryan Upchurch? And what happened to me? It doesn't make any sense of why it happened, alright? Most of y'all know what happened to me, but if y'all don't, I'll go through it real quick. Because, like I said, I gained new subscribers somehow through YouTube censorship. But, anyways, I was at the flea market. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's pretty much a big open area where there's tables set up. You can take stuff out there to sell if you don't want it no more, whatever the case may be, vacuums, weights, whatever you want to sell, try and make any kind of money. Anyways, I was out there helping my dad set up, it's best to have people with you if you need to go to the bathroom, want to get something to eat, whatever the case may be, alright? Anyways, I start walking over to get a cup of ice. Alright, so I see 1 cop, 2 cops, 3 cops, 4 cop cars go by, alright? I walk by. I see a person running, alright? Now, this person ran in front of me. Right across in front of me. 1 cop goes by right behind him, this close to him. 2nd cop goes by, that close to him, alright? So, these 2 cops are in distance where they can see him, alright? And I'm talking about, the 1 cop was probably, 7 or 8 feet, maybe 9 feet away from him at the most, alright? So, that cop could clearly see that this person was 200 pounds, at least, and Hispanic, alright? The other cop could clearly see that. But that's not the problem. Those 2 cops, I don't think, are the problem, alright? So, highway patrol, I guess, at some point comes in the chase, alright? So, I am walking back now, alright? So, that person's running that way, right? I'm coming back with the cup of ice this way, towards the officers, alright? This highway patrol cop looks at me, right in the face, alright? So, obviously, I'm going to look back. I'm not just going to be like, oh, he's staring at me, I'm going to keep walking. No, I'm going to look back. Alright, I continue walking. I look back again, he's still staring at me. He says, hey, come here. Alright, so, obviously, I'm going to walk over there. I'm not going to run away, I'm not going to hide. I walk over there. Before he says anything, he puts me in handcuffs. Alright, so, why, you're not going to tell me anything that's going on? Alright, so anyways, then he says, you're the guy. Okay, so, at this point, I can put 2 and 2 together. I'm not stupid, alright? So, you think I'm the guy that was running, alright? I'll give you that. Maybe you joined the chase and you didn't see it happen, alright? So, I'll give you that, alright? So, he puts me into the car. He says, I think you're the guy. You're saying you're not. I'm going to identify you. Alright, I'm going to bring you to the officer that supposedly was chasing the guy. Supposedly chasing the guy, alright? Which he wasn't, because I saw the whole thing happen. I saw the 2 county cops run and chase the guy. 2 county cops were chasing the guy, alright? Anyway, he puts me in the car. The officer couldn't find where we were located, so he drives me over there, alright? Before I get out of the car, alright, I know the cop couldn't see me because I couldn't see him. So if I can't see you sitting in the car, I know you couldn't see me. Anyways, he drives me over there. Before I even get out of the car, he didn't even open the door yet, alright? This guy says, yeah, he's the guy. So you weren't even in the chase, because I saw 2 county cops chasing him. Like, where'd you even come from? Alright, and the fact of the matter is, maybe the 2 county cops did have something to do with it, alright? Because from what I saw, they didn't even ask them if I was the guy. Why would you not ask the 2 cops that were chasing the guy? Why would you not ask them? That makes no sense whatsoever. Alright? Anyways, continue on. So, I told him, I was like, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to a corporal or a sergeant, whoever's here. Corporal comes over, alright? You know, he introduces himself, all that. So, he's like, you're the guy. I'm like, you weren't even here. Like, I know you just pulled up because they called you. So, I know you weren't even here, and you're automatically telling me I'm the guy. Alright? And he's like, well, we got witnesses. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's great. I'm glad y'all do, because I got 8 witnesses right there that can tell you I just left. Alright, and like I said, it's a flea market. So I even told them, I was like, person beside me, white guy, has a vacuum on top of his table and a bunch of weights at the bottom and a bunch of other stuff on the table. Guy beside me, older guy with his son, has a bunch of older antiques. Black woman across from me has 2 tables full of clothes. Hispanic woman across, full of clothes. We're not worried about that, okay? I was like, alright, then let me make a phone call. I was like, let me call my dad. He was right there. Less than 100 feet away, he can verify that I just left. No, we can't do that. I was like, okay. Then I want to see the dash cam footage. Oh, we can't show you that. What do you mean you can't show me that? Like, that makes no sense whatsoever that you can't show me the dash cam footage. Alright. Anyways, so I ended up spending 26 hours in jail because of that, alright? Anyways, so I get out on a PR bond. Somehow I got 3 people representing my case, alright? So, all the charges ended up being, various stuff for blue lights, resisting arrest, open container in a vehicle, and unlawful use of blue light, alright? So, obviously the big one is resisting arrest. Everything else is traffic court. Anyways, I meant to meet with my attorney one time, a couple weeks ago. Alright, and there's other lawyers there, some other attorneys there. They were all in a group talking. Anyways, my lawyer was late. So another thing that struck me as awkward was, you know, why is my attorney late? He's never late. Out of all the times we met, he's never been late. But this time, he was over an hour late. Okay, so to me, that strikes me as weird, awkward, why is he an hour late? You know, what's going on? So, time goes by, you know, I'm talking to these other attorneys. They were going to help me out. And anyways, my attorney comes in, you know, and he's like, hey, you know, I looked over your case some more. You know, I don't think we're going to have to take it to court. And all this, alright? So I'm like, hey, that's great. You know, he's like, I'm going to call you later on. Alright? So, these other attorneys are like, oh, you know, I've heard bad things about this cop. I'm like, okay. But they won't elaborate on what's going on. What kind of bad things, alright? Anyways, so I called my attorney later on. You know, he's like, I'm going to call you later in the day. Okay. Well, I gave it 3 days. I never heard nothing from him. So I was like, okay, I'll call him myself. I call him. He's like, well, you know, about what I said, you know, I'm still looking over it. Okay, but you just said we're not going to have to take it to court, and now you're looking over it? Makes no sense whatsoever. You know, and I even told the cop on the scene, I was like, let me talk to the witness. Let me see your witnesses. Which I get that, hey, you can't show me the witnesses if you had any because of a safety concern. I get that. But that's because you didn't have any. Alright? I sat there and named all these people that could have verified for me. I sat there and told you my dad was less than 200 feet away. I was like, all this going on, and you can't verify footage that you should have on your car. I know Highway Patrol does. And most y'all should be wearing body cameras, but some of them didn't even have body cameras. Alright? So, like, I don't understand. I don't get it. But same thing with Upchurch. I mean, and he's big. I mean, he's got close to 3 million subscribers. And, you know, he's got cops harassing him, you know, harassing his friends, pulling over his friends for no reason. This cop is stalking his Instagram, his Facebook, you know, and he even put it to the test. He went live and said, all right, I'm going to the gym. What does this cop do? Shows up to the gym. I'm going to the gas station. What does the cop do? Show up to the gas station. And he had a court date for a traffic ticket. Anyways, the county people told him not to worry about it. The cop canceled it. Now, me personally, I still would have showed up. That's just me. Alright? I'm not going to take a chance with that. Anyways, he didn't show up. So he went there to get vehicle registration tags. Cop there talking about, why didn't you show up? Like, what do you mean you didn't show up? Did your county clerks not keep up with court dates like they're supposed to? I mean, I don't know. None of this makes any kind of sense. Alright, and I guarantee you it's because of being conservative and Republican. But at the same time, if you're in law enforcement, wouldn't you want conservative people, Republican people on your side? You know, most Republican, conservative people, you know, are going to back you up in instances like this, and they're going to help you if you need help. Exactly, Bradley Smith. It gets more and more clear every single day. Exactly, Joshua. You know, all people are not good, whether it's clear or not. Not all people are good. But like I said, you know, with this whole vaccine mandate thing, this will show the American people who's really on our side. All the nurses that refuse to take it, all the military, firefighters, police officers that are refusing to take it, they're the ones that are probably on our side, alright? And the ones that already quit because of it, you know they're on our side. But the ones that are out there or trying to arrest people for not taking it or refusing to show a card, they're the ones that you need to watch out for. Alright, and I have no problem saying that. You know, they say everything that you say comes with consequences or whatever case may be, but at some point in time, people have got to stand up, alright? You can't go through life being scared. You know, and I've had plenty of people. There are people from my previous job that follow me. There are people that at my current job follow me. Now, nobody in my family follows me. But with that being said, people that I actually work with follow me, and I didn't ask them to follow me. You know, they just found my channel. So, that leads me to believe that they think how I think. But with that being said, you know, I've had people ask me, you know, aren't you scared about getting death threats? Aren't you worried that you'll be killed? And honestly, no, alright? Like I said, at some point in time in your life, everybody's gonna die. So, if somebody feels the need to kill me or whatever the case may be for speaking the truth, then it is what it is. You can't go through life being scared or worried about what other people are going to think or what other people are going to do. Because if you go through life like that, you're going to end up bound down to the government and you're going to do what they say. Simple as that. Yeah, but like I said, there are cops in New York City right now that are arresting people for not taking the vaccine or not showing a vaccine card. And to me, that is wrong. That is something that you're supposed to protect the Constitution, and you're not doing that. I mean, yeah, I mean, technically, yeah, you have an option, but your employer's not gonna keep you there. They're not gonna continue to pay for testing and all that. That's not gonna work. Yeah, thankfully, the Supreme Court did shut it down. Um, so thankful for that. Now, there was something going on. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but some of y'all may know him, Terrence K. Williams. He's pretty big on YouTube. Got like 200,000, 300,000 subscribers. But he's even bigger on Facebook. Anyways, I haven't had time to watch his video yet, but he was talking about there's a chance that Kamala Harris could be in the Supreme Court. As we all know, that one guy's retiring. I don't remember his name, but activists are already coming out saying that, you know, Joe Biden promised a black person would be in there and all this and all that. And at least I have to watch this video because I don't know. But supposedly there's a chance Kamala Harris could be in the Supreme Court. Now, I don't know how that would work with her being vice president and all that. I guess if I don't know. I think you would have to serve your term as vice president before you move on to the Supreme Court. I could be wrong. But if she can somehow be in the Supreme Court, obviously that would move Nancy Pelosi up to vice president. And I don't know who would become Speaker of the House, but she would move up to vice president. Hey Kimberly, how you doing? Yeah, Joe Biden is the worst president that I've ever seen. But we all know that Kamala Harris would be a lot worse. So, one other thing, yeah, see, I don't know. If I was an employer and I had a small business, there's no way I would force anything on my employees. There's just I don't know how people can do it and live with it. But again, these comments that I see on social media are just like, what is wrong with America? Like, you got people saying, I hope you die from COVID, or, you know, I hope you and your whole family die from COVID. You know, we all need to be dropped off on an island. So, like, I don't get it. But if you say anything back, you're automatically in the wrong according to Facebook. So, I don't know. This country is in a lot of trouble. But like I said, the officers that are still out there protecting us are being, you know, degraded by Black Lives Matter, right? Just like the two officers that were killed in New York City, Jason Riviera and Wilbur Moore, right? So, most of y'all know the story. They responded to a domestic violence call. Anyways, they walked down the hallway. They were ambushed by the guy. And eventually, both of them died. Jason Riviera died at the scene. Officer Wilbur Moore died on Tuesday after his injuries. And anyways, Black Lives Matter came out and said that these officers don't need to be held as heroes because they did nothing to deserve that. Again, these officers potentially saved a woman. I don't know what actually happened with the domestic violence, but they saved this woman from injury and or death, and other people from injury and or death. So, while they're quick to say these officers did nothing wrong, they are quick to stand up for the guy in Michigan who ran over 60 people in a Christmas parade. Alright, so I don't get it. You've run over 60 people in a parade. A Christmas parade at that. Killing, I believe, 6 of them. 2 of them were children. The rest were elderly people, I believe 60 and older. And y'all are trying to give him second chances, even though he's had previous felony convictions for running over the child of his mother, stabbing, another vehicle assault, and he has some theft stuff in there too. But why are y'all trying to give him a second chance and y'all trying to honor him like he did nothing wrong? And like I said, they didn't say this person did. Most liberal places were like, oh, well, The vehicle drove through the crowd. Alright? And another thing. I forgot his name, but I'm going to look it up just because I think it's appropriate to bring this up. So give me a minute to pull up his name. Timothy Simpkins. I don't even have to pull it up. Timothy Simpkins, alright? So, he left 4 people injured, alright, at a Texas high school. 4 people injured now, alright? And he gets a bond. So you're telling me this kid, or he's not a kid, this person shoots 4 people at a Texas high school, alright? Then he flees the scene. He claims to get an attorney, whatever the case may be. He brought back an attorney, turns himself in. Alright. So you shot 4 people. 1 person is still in critical condition. Alright, and this happened on October 6th. And you still got a person in critical condition in the hospital January 27th of the next year. Why was he out on bond? Now, most people are, oh, he was getting bullied, and, yeah, he was getting bullied, and he's black, and, okay. First of all, black has nothing to do with it. Second of all, if he was getting bullied, what he should have done is used his fist, alright? That's how you solve your problems. You take your fist, you stand up to these people, alright? And, hey, if you get beat up, you get beat up. You come back the next day, and you stand up to them again. Because eventually, they will get tired, and they'll just leave you alone. Or they'll respect you for that. Alright? Or, hey, if you win, that's even better. You get even more respect. Alright? But, he was so much of a coward that he pulled out a gun during a fight. So much of a coward. And then he gets a bond. Alright? So, and it turns out he wasn't getting bullied. Like I said and many other people said, he was selling drugs and doing illegal activities at school, which prompted the reason why he needed the gun. And now he's back in jail for drug use. And if y'all all remember, he had a big celebration party. His family had a big celebration party when he got out of jail. There's pictures all over social media of it. And now he's back in jail. So, I'm just curious why nobody's talking about that, or what happened in Wisconsin when 60-something people were run over. Like, to me, that just doesn't make any sense. That, you know, you continue to have stuff like this, but everybody wants to talk about January 6th. You know, or if it's a white person that shoots up a school, it's okay to talk about that and blast it on the news talking about how bad white people are, but, you know, everything else is just, we'll just let it go and, you know, we'll talk about it later, or we won't talk about it at all. So, again, I just want to come on here, talk to y'all for a little bit about some stuff that I find is disturbing, messed up in the world, and all that. Exactly, Bradley. Again, I honestly at this point I don't even know what they're teaching in schools, because I don't know. Some of the stuff that they're teaching, just to me it doesn't add up. Like, they're trying to do the parents' job, and that's how you screw it up. That's how you do it, alright? You can't be doing the parents' jobs. And they wonder why the parents react the way they do. And yet, y'all still have the audacity to call them, you know, domestic terrorists and white supremacists and all that. No, these people are just concerned about how their kids are being treated in school and what they're being taught. Alright, and they're tired of their kids being forced to wear masks and, you know, isolate from everybody and all of this. And, you know, come on here, somebody talking about, well, we think the kids need to be together and all this, and so that's why we're fighting to keep schools open. Yeah. But you also have a kid in a mask for 8 or 9 hours a day. Alright, and you also have plexiglass up around their desk. And you also have the desk spread 6 feet apart. And you also have a teacher sitting up there wearing a mask. And you also have a teacher up there with plexiglass around his desk. It's stupid, alright? All this is just stupid. Alright, we've been going on this for 2 years now. It's ridiculous. It's over. Right? I mean, I don't know what to say. And just like the grocery store is a big thing, alright? So, everybody was wearing gloves, right? So, let me get this straight. You're going to pick up, let's just say you're picking up a can, alright? Let's just use this remote as an example, alright? So, you have gloves on. You pick up that can, alright? You put that in your buggy, alright? So, the glove, if someone coughs, sneezes on it, breathes on it, whatever, it's contaminated now. You've touched that with your glove. You put it in the buggy. You have now touched the buggy. Alright? Now, you go to checkout. So, you have the gloves on still. You've reached, you touch your pants. Alright? You touch your wallet. You touch the money inside of your wallet. So, if you pay with cash, you're spreading the germs to that cashier. You're spreading it to other cash in the register, which is then spreading it to other people. Alright, but let's just say you pay with a card. Alright? So you pay with a card. You still have the gloves on. You are now punching numbers in the system. Alright, your 4-digit code. You're pulling it back out. So that they're spreading it. And everybody's talking about, well, the people at the register are at most risk. Alright, so no, if it's spreading like y'all say it is, actually the people that are out on the sales floor are at most risk. People are like, oh my god, they got pasty glass up. That's the best idea ever. No, that's like the stupidest idea ever, and it was a waste of money, in my opinion. Alright. And now they got all these stores closing across America, especially Walmart's, closing due to COVID clean. They're closing for like 2 weeks to a month at a time. Like, who does that? Like, why would you take the time to do that? That's stupid. Alright, but like I said, I just wanted to come on here, talk to y'all for a little bit about some things that I think are disturbing, hurting America and all this. So like I said, everybody that came out, could stay, could tune in. Appreciate y'all coming out. For anybody that's watching this later, I hope y'all have a great day. As always, I appreciate all y'all. Y'all stay safe out there. And like I said, I'll try to keep you updated with videos, live streams, stuff like that. But until then, y'all stay safe out there and take care.